Though the official change of seasons is not here for a few weeks, I, like many of you, am looking forward to the unofficial start of the summer this weekend. Family, friends, a barbecue, perhaps a trip to the beach, weather permitting, maybe even a bit of shopping. I don't know about you, but my inbox reminds me that if I wish to shop this weekend, the Memorial Day sales will save me money. From jcrew to overstock.com, bargains await me in stores and online. I am not sure what any of this has to do with Memorial Day, a holiday many of us cannot differentiate from Veterans Day. Memorial Day has its roots in the unprecedented loss of life during the Civil War, in which over 600,000 soldiers died. Beginning in 1864, people began laying flowers on the graves of fallen soldiers. In 1868, May 30th was designated as a day for decorating the graves of soldiers. Hence, the original name of the day was Decoration Day. When the name Memorial Day came into use around 1882, it was not until 1967 that Memorial Day became the official name of the holiday. And in 1972, Congress passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act, moving the observance from May 30th to the last Monday in May. The comparison between how we observe Memorial Day and how Israelis observe Yom HaZikaron, the day in which Israel remembers its fallen soldiers, is stunning. It is a 24-hour period of mourning. Theaters and clubs are closed. The radio plays somber music. Israelis visit cemeteries. And twice during the 24-hour period, the country comes to a complete stop. At the start of the observance at 8 p.m. and at 11 a.m. the next day, sirens can be heard throughout the country, and everyone stops what they are doing. Cars stop on the highway, and people get out of their cars, not returning until the sirens stop. Of course, in a country that is almost always at war, has universal conscription, and a small population, nearly everyone knows someone who died while serving in the Israeli military. More families have been touched than not by such losses. And we Jews are good at mourning. We have days of mourning, services of mourning, and we recite the Mourner's Kaddish regularly at our services. As Americans, so many of our yearly anniversaries have given way to overindulgence and shopping till we drop. We don't want to be reminded why we actually have a day off from work. And we certainly don't want to take time to mourn when there are burgers on the grill to be flipped. Perhaps it represents our ambivalence toward engaging in wars. In more recent wars, fewer of us knew soldiers, let alone soldiers who have died. During World War II, over 16 million Americans served in the war, and over 400,000 American soldiers died. It was much more common for families to send off their young sons to a war far away, and some of them would not come back. Though filled with fear, our country was much more united, and people felt it was their duty to serve, despite the risks. Fast forward to the Vietnam War, to a far less united country and an unpopular war. Fewer of us knew someone who served in Vietnam, let alone died. I didn't, until my college roommate mentioned almost casually that his oldest brother died in Vietnam. Some years later, while visiting Washington, D.C., I visited the Vietnam Memorial, and I found his name. And while, of course, I never knew my roommate's brother, this was the closest connection I had to what was the war of my childhood. As I read the letters engraved in the stone that spelled his name, this young soldier who I had never met somehow became real to me. Even though I had no idea what he looked like, I could imagine a young Irish-American man bearing a resemblance to my roommate Dan. I could put a face to a name. A couple of weeks ago, we began reading the book of Numbers, in which our ancestors were instructed to take a census of those who were eligible to fight in the event of war. The Hebrew name used for taking a census is Su'u et Rosh, literally meaning lift up the head. A midrash, a rabbinic tale on this verse, compares God to a person who has a store of precious jewels. From time to time, they would take out the jewels and count them. They would admire the beauty and uniqueness of each precious jewel. And then, knowing that each was safely accounted for, the jewels would be put away until next time. Perhaps we are to lift up the heads of those willing to risk their lives for our lives, to those who have given their lives, so that we may see their faces, and so that we may see their humanity. They gave their lives so we could live ours. It is all too easy to reduce those who die in war to numbers, unknown soldiers in unmarked graves. The Midrash bids us to see each soldier as unique and precious, to imagine what they looked like, to remember that they are someone's child, someone's sibling, someone's spouse, someone's parent. This Memorial Day, perhaps we can learn something from Israel. Did you know that on Monday, we have our own national moment of remembrance? It was established in the year 2000 in response to a Gallup poll that indicated that only 28% of Americans knew why we observed Memorial Day. The moment of remembrance is at 3 p.m. on Monday afternoon. I don't think it has yet to accomplish its goal, and I wish it would gain more awareness. So whether we are at the pool, by the barbecue, or about to click purchase for our latest online bargain, let's stop for just 1 minute of silence on Monday at 3 p.m. to thank them and their families for making the ultimate sacrifice so that we can do exactly what we want to do on Memorial Day. Take some time off, be with our family and friends, and enjoy our way of life. Let us remember on Monday those who were brave enough to go into battle, brave enough to risk their lives, brave enough to give their lives. Let us remember to never forget. Shabbat Shalom.